Javier Silva is with the Sherwood Valley Rancheria and Pomo Indians. He's on our policy review panel, technical review. So, but he has a lot of input throughout our meetings. So, Javier, I'll turn it over to you, and you can inform us on the latest and greatest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
She's throwing that at me. Good morning. My name is Javier Silva. I am a member of Sherwood Valley Band of Pomo, and I represent them on the Technical Peer Review Committee, along with some other tribal folk. I did mention a little yesterday that I started off working with the tribe, and I initially started off managing our drinking water system and managing our decentralized wastewater treatment facilities on our reservation. When I first started in '95 as the water operator for the tribe, Sherwood Valley is located just out 13 miles northwest of Willits, and it's on Sherwood Peak. It's about 2,500 feet elevation, and it is off the grid. There is no power up there, and that's an issue in regards to getting power to operate your water facilities. And so it's been a challenge. It still is a challenge up there. We've worked on with the assistance of Indian Health Service and the Bureau of Indian Affairs on fixing some of those problems. When I first started, I went to a training put on by the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and I went up to Washington State and was up there for 6 weeks learning about water resources. And I got introduced to BLM and BOR and blah, blah, blah. So when I got back, BIA provided the tribe a small amount of money to hire me to operate their water system. And it was, we had about 12 homes on our 300 acre parcel, and it was our land originally, our original land we call it. We've owned it since about 1904, 1906, depending on what document you read. But it was funny because they just said, here's a gallon of bleach, and go turn the pump on and go turn it off every day. And that was my operation and maintenance. That's all I had to do. 13 miles a day, just drive up there, drive back down, and I was like, oh yeah, that's fun. I identified a lot of issues with just doing that. We had a 100,000 gallon steel tank. Our well, we operate off like a 250 foot deep well, which would dry up in the summer. And so we had, no, that wouldn't dry up. The springs would dry up. We initially tried to be off the springs. We had the well kind of as a backup, but we really had to use it early in summers. And so what I had to do to ensure that our tribal community was getting the best, safest water that it could, I had to just push those buttons, not the panic button, but I had to push those buttons in those agencies to just get out there to us. I know, when we talk to Indian Health and we talk to Bureau of Indian Affairs, we're not the only ones they're concerned with. Such as y'all understand, is that, the loudest gets the most, really. And so I learned that being young. I was like, in IHS's office almost every day. Weekly, I was calling them there, and I know I could hear them because I can hear ringing in my ear that oh, there's Sherwood again calling. There's Sherwood again calling, and we eventually got our system upgraded to almost be automatic. We had a chlorinator installed. We just actually got our solar upgraded, so we operate off of solar rather than the gas we had to take up there and the propane that we were using. So we had a we had a chlorinator home or house built or a facility built there. We got security fencing around it because security was an issue. You piss off a tribal member, you don't want to know what they do to your water tank. Trust me, I've cleaned it out. So that's an issue, that I think, like I said, it just was perseverance. It was just being pushy, and I kind of felt bad about doing that because I'm like, why do I have to be pushy? They're there to serve us. They're there to ensure that our elders, that our children that are up there are going to live or drink as safely as they can, use that water and consume it, without having to worry about it. I am also a descendant of Yokeo Rancheria, which is down in Ukiah and Ukiah Valley. That was the Yokeo people's homeland, and I still, my family is still involved there. I have lots of family that live on the reservation there, but it's a non-federally recognized tribe. So their issue is they can't go to IHS because IHS says we can't help you out. This is federal dollars. And so Mendocino County has began talking to the tribe, to the folks out there. We got a lot of issues. We got a lot of strife. We got a lot of family, problems. This family, that family. And it's caused, it slowed things down, and nobody wins when that happens. And so, they have about 35 homes up there and 2 water systems, and they have 2 water systems basically because one family didn't want to upgrade their new facilities or to new facilities, and so they're operating off a rinky-dinky, system, but there's nobody managing it. And whether we're federal or non-federal, that's been one of the issues that I've seen. There are no grants out there that are going to pay us to operate and maintain. There are, there are some people that are responsible for it, IHS, but they also will say, we don't operate and maintain your system. We'll just come and build it for you, and hopefully you guys learn what to do with it and pay somebody. But we're just like, where are we going to get that funding? Because if we do get somebody that's adequate enough, they're going to cost. We're not going to make somebody go out there for free. I've helped Yokeo out for free. I would, and I would continue to, and I think it's really important. Recently, they've had some hits on some fecal coliforms in their system, and because they are regulated by the California Department of Health, and it was brought up, and so with the help of Mendocino County and the sheriff there, we needed the sheriff in the room, I'll tell you that much, because of some other issues that come up on that reservation, because it is not, in trust or anything. It's left up to that group of people to kind of just, get along and organize and get your things together. And they have some land. That almost slipped. They do have some land along the Russian, but they're really a proud folks. Some of them don't want that federal status, some do, and it's only because of the funding. They need that, and that's something that I'm still trying to figure out how I can help them better and get them some better services delivered to them. And in regards to their septic tanks, and it goes across probably the major part of the North Coast here. We can't get adequate treatment of our wastewater, and we need to do something better. We need to think about how we can actually manage that better, along with providing safe drinking water. So I'm hopefully that's something that I can do in my lifetime is provide some insight into that, be a part of that way of managing our water resources. And many other tribes have the similar issues. There's 10 tribes in Mendocino County, in my neck of the woods, and it goes across. I mean, like I could tell, we all have the same issues. We can't afford our water operator. We can't afford, to replace this. We can't afford to this. We have to prioritize, and so, hopefully, with our involvement here and identifying these issues and throwing them out there for everybody to kind of say, hey, you know, we need our help, that we can get that done. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.